All right, this is Malik. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to give a long discourse, and I hope that you listen. I'm driving my car right now because I work primarily driving my car, and I would like to talk about what's going on in our lives, man, and how we can make our lives better. First off, a lot of my people, we have this idea that the misfortune in our lives is based on some mystical mindset. So some people have this great mystical mindset which aligns them with society, and some of us don't have this great mystical mindset which doesn't align us to society, and we don't get the rewards, and we don't get to become rich and things like that, and we don't get to become the princes of the earth. Okay, so first thing you gotta know about this place is who created this place. We're here. I mean, we adapted to it. Mal adapted. You know what I'm saying? Like we try our best. But, I'm going to have to kind of copy off of somebody real quick to kind of explain this the best way. Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. White people control economics. They control labor. They control law. They control politics. And they control religion. So, with that being said, I know whose house this is, you know what I mean? And I know whose dictates and laws and statutes that I'm following. I'm Jew. So statutes to me are laws that God make that don't make sense, like don't wear two different fabrics at once. But the white man has statutes too. He has laws that don't make sense. As a result of them, you see fathers who are not in their kids' lives. They can't get near the kid. The kid goes directly to the woman. That's a weird statute, because it should be automatically assumed that kid is 50-50 hers, 50-50 his. And in a more civilized society, it could even be looked at differently, but we're not in a civilized society. So you have a lot of women, man, who are really angry and they don't let men see their kids, and the society is not telling them this is a strange outlook. This is not good for the children. Your children are not going to be successful like this. The father, he's not going to be able to impart any wisdom on that child, and that child is created in his likeness. If you look at religion, God so loved the world, right? In the Christian religion, God so loved the world that he gave a son. So a son is a really big thing. It's an important thing to God, and it's an important thing to man. So for somebody to tell a man that he can't be in this child's life, that doesn't even make any sense. And these are Christians who are doing this. Yeah. Nah, I'm good. Yeah, it's Christian. They're doing it. And the white man, he don't like to tell people when they do wrong, because he likes when they do wrong. You know what I'm saying? I was reading a sign the other day, right? And, we're pretty open-minded. We've been on the earth for a long time. But the sign, it said, be gay. But that's not the part. The next part said, do crime. Do crime. And there's a book. It's called Be Gay, Do Drugs, followed by something that's bad. You know what I'm saying? So they're telling us, I saw this and I thought, man, they're telling me to do something that's destructive, and they're telling me to do something that's bad. Why are they telling me to do something destructive and bad? Because they want us to be a criminal. They say out of their mouths, we're criminals. Brother Dawud, he was one of the first people that was saying this, and I used to tell this to my grandmother about 12, 15 years ago, and they would be like, man, shut up, don't talk, oh, you got all the wrong ideas in your head. And it got to the point, man, where these people were actually hurting me, you know what I'm saying? I was in the hospital, and I had a bandage on my arm, right? Because they turned my arm black and blue. They grabbed my arm and they kicked me out of the hospital. I was in the hospital for a respiratory problem. You know what I mean? And they was like, put your mask on. But I'm having a respiratory problem and I'm throwing up and I'm choking. So the mask is in my face. And I'm trying to breathe, man. And the white people were like, put your mask on. Keep your mask on. And the mask is going in my mouth and in my throat. And so I take the shit down so I can get a normal breath. And I actually have a real sickness. And the white people, they grabbed me by the arm and they were going to throw me out the hospital. And I had a big bruise on my arm. And I try to tell my grandmother, I've been telling my grandmother this for years about the white people, but she don't want to fucking listen. So then I show her the bruise on my arm for when they grabbed me and they tried to kick me out the hospital. And then she was still defending them. She just couldn't fucking accept that these people do bad stuff to us and they kick us out of hospitals and they deprive us of our rights. And she wouldn't believe it. She was defending them nonstop over and over and over again. And it was making me fucking mad. And I was telling her, I was like, look, man, you got to be real careful about what you do, like, based on what this white man says. And she was one of the first people to go out there and go take that fucking vaccination. And it was in the earlier stages where I ain't really see nobody who had COVID. You know, I've heard of people who had COVID, but it was early on and I didn't see nothing. And me, I was being a man, you know, and I had my own children. And I was telling my son's mom, I was like, yo, let's just wait on that vaccine and find out more about it. And I was telling my grandmother, don't just take that vaccine, just wait and find out. Wait, don't be one of the first people to jump on board. And like, they was getting mad at me, man. Like, they were like, fuck you, you're a conspiracy theorist. And I say, my arm is black and blue. This is how they're treating me. So incidents have happened in my life where, you know, white people have done criminal activities to me. White people or white Jewish people have done criminal activities to me. And my grandmother, man, you know, with that Inja mama, like, mindset, you know what I'm saying? Like that worldly, I went to school all these years mindset, she would not listen to me, yo. Like, even if I had a bullet hole in my shoulder, and I tell her that the white man, he shot me in my shoulder because he said I'm a nigger. And then I have the hole in there, and my grandmother, she still be making excuses for the white man. And then my mom make excuses for the white man. And like, I started to like look at this and I say, damn, like, school wasn't really for me. School was to get them women in there, like, to start telling them shit. You know, man, a lot of the people here in America, a lot of the women, they don't feel like they don't gotta answer any questions. They can't even answer simple ass fucking questions. And that's one of the real reasons that you can't really be a father, because a person who can't even answer a simple question and put their bullshit behind them to answer a simple question, they can't co-parent. Cooperate. To be a co-parent, you have to cooperate. If they don't cooperate with you and they don't work in conjunction with you, how the fuck can you raise a kid with them? Huh? To raise a kid with somebody requires cooperation. That's why I call it co-parenting. So if you got a person who feel like they don't gotta answer no questions, they can do whatever they want, they don't gotta listen to you, what you say don't mean nothing, how the fuck can you co-parent with them? You can't. See, and that person has a problem. And they'll flip it around. They always blame the guy, but the guy, he don't have a lot of stake in this game. If you really want to think about it, guys ain't making laws, rules, and all of that shit. Like, for real. Most of us is just out here trying to get by. Even the smartest niggas who don't sell out get thrown under the bus. They treat them like fucking trash. They can speak 70 different languages and walk around here. The white man, ain't nothing to me. I don't care if you speak 70 different languages. I don't care. Hey, you know Iraqi language? I'm gonna send your ass to Iraq. Hopefully you don't get a bullet in your head. So we have a situation where there are people who can be blamed. There are things that can be blamed, but nobody don't want to blame them. There are people who are responsible for what goes on. It's written inside of my Bible. It's an old Bible too. It's written inside of my Bible. I read the whole book. I'll show you inside of it later. But it's written inside of my Bible that the leaders have led the people astray because they are friends with the wicked. Now imagine you're a clout chaser and you're trying to become rich and you want to be successful in the world and you want to be a politician and you want to get votes and you're dealing with arms traffickers and drug dealers and all of this kind of shit, right? So a lot of black people, they say that we're in a world where there's not color and all of us are fair, you know, and they believe in the justice system of America because they believe it ensures justice for all. And they go against God because they say God doesn't ensure justice for all. And they're serious about it. And you think about it, they be running to the cops and calling 911 on their boyfriends and putting them in jail and giving them a hard time. I could do whatever that I want. And this is the white man. The white man is behind this. And the white man is behind everything because he created this place. So there is somebody to blame. But they got the black people, my people, under a spiritual stupor where they think that, oh, I didn't manifest it, I didn't have the right energy, or I didn't have the right vibration. A lot of your ancestors who was better than me didn't have the right energy or vibration, right? Because there ain't no energy or vibration. There's white supremacy and racism, and they pick who they want. And most of the people that they pick, they do things for them. Like a basketball player like LeBron James can get on TV and say something about politics. He bounces a lot of balls for them. They put him in celebrity status. And that's why when people get shot and killed, he can come on TV and say, oh, at least we made Biden the president. This is the first step to solving this problem. We've had over 40 presidents, and all of them have been white, and only one of them have been black. And he wasn't one of us. He was an African-American, a genuine African-American from Africa, but he wasn't one of us. And, you know, these words that we call ourselves, we didn't even really start getting called African-Americans until 1986. Before that, we were called coloreds. So you really think about it, like, how can a person be black? And then but they were colored first. When somebody calls you black, they're saying that you're devoid of light. You don't have any light in you. You have zero light in you. Your darkness, complete and total utter darkness. But before that, they was calling us colored. So you got to think about these definitions in which they call us and they classify us, and how they are untrue, and how we're on the bottom because they put us on the bottom with lies and falsehood. I specifically say the white man because I'm indicating, like, but the Persian calls himself a white man, right? So the right thing to say is the white man. The Arab calls himself the white man, right? So the perfect thing to say is the white man. The European man calls himself the white man. So the perfect thing to call him is the white man. The Turkish man says he's the white man. So the perfect thing to call him is the white man. And the white man, he don't have any respect for us. Period. The white man says that in Arabic that we're the slaves. The white man says in all these different languages that we're savages and we don't know what we're doing and we're animals. And Brother Dawud was one of the ones who said you have to know with surety. You have to know with surety. You can't forget. You can't forget. You have to know with all of your heart of hearts who they are. And see, I know who they are. And because I know who they are, a lot of the Anja mamas and all of them, they go to war against me. And I'm their own blood. And I got a bruise on my arm, and they don't give a fuck about my bruise. They're defending him. And this is what goes on within the black community through the indoctrination of being schooled around these people since you're 5. I'm going to begin to open up this topic more in the future and show you, like, our condition and how we think that it's fair, because we have a secular justice for all court system that we believe is justice for all, where blacks lose and they go to prison and they get higher stat crimes. Like a guy yells at his baby mama and they give him a misdemeanor 1. And then a misdemeanor 1 means that people had to evacuate a building, and he didn't make nobody evacuate a building. Now he looks like a terrorist. And this is what the white man, the white man is bigger and broader. I already told you that. And I'm going to start replacing the word white man with the word heathen so you can see the bigger picture. Like and subscribe, and I'm going to start going deep into this.